Okay, gang. Well, this week's riff is a rather mellow one, a bit of a departure, but a useful one because you can play this as a nice little backup for a singer. You can use this sort of idea. It sounds a lot like, say, Blackbird by the Beatles. There are some similarities there. And it has a nice ringing and nice mellow tone and so forth. So what this one does is it utilizes two things pretty strongly. One is the E major harmonized scale, and we're going to learn that in this context. And the second is two drone notes, which are the open first string and the open second string. Now those are played all the time throughout this, but they're played just those two notes open, with the exception of the harmonics that I did on a B chord. All right, let's start out with the chords that we're going to do, and you'll notice that the only thing that we're fingering is the open, is the sixth string and the third string. So all of our chords are going to be based on those and then the two open notes. So for example, an E major harmonized scale, we'll go through that, starts on the E, which is a major, E major, which would be an open sixth string, and then on your first fret on the third string you're going to finger. So like so. I should note that I play this with pick and fingers, but you can play it entirely with pick, or you can play it entirely with fingers. Totally up to you. Sounds great. I would advise you to, experiment and find what's most comfortable for you and what suits the situation best. Also, this sounds awesome on an acoustic guitar, so if you're into that, it's nice little chords for that. Okay, let's start out with the E major. Okay, the next chord in the harmonized scale is the F sharp minor, sorry. And that's sixth string 2, third string 2, and open, okay. G sharp major, G sharp minor, which is going to be 4th fret on the 6th string, and on the 3rd string, 4th fret. A major, which is on the 6th string, the 5th fret, and on the 3rd string, the 6th fret. Okay, B 7th, which in this case is going to be the same as a B major. We're going to play on the 6th string, we're going to play on the 7th, and on the 3rd string we'll play on the 8th. Okay. Then we've got a C sharp minor, which is on the 9th we're going to play on the 6th string, and on the 9th on the 3rd string. Alright, here we are, D sharp minor. This is really a D sharp half diminished chord, but in this case it's going to fit with the minor. And so we're going to play the D sharp here on the 6th, which is the 11th fret, and the 11th fret on the 3rd string, and then finally back to the E, which is the 12th fret on the 6th and the 13th fret on the 3rd. Putting it all together, it should sound like this. Sweet. Okay, and now you'll notice that we're not going to use all those chords, but let's go over what the riff was. So first it starts on E, shifts to the G sharp minor, A, B, and it does it again. instead of going directly to that A, it goes down a bass note, just to add a little more interest. It goes down a bass note to the F sharp minor, which again is kind of like an open A chord. Back up to the B. Okay, so that's the first two phrases are this. This is over an A progression. It goes A, just walks down. A, G sharp minor, F sharp minor, E, A, G sharp minor, A, and B. All right, now it hangs a little bit extra on that B and then does those harmonics on the 7th. So those turnaround notes, or those turnaround chords are, again, let me just play that slowly and name out the chords. A, G sharp minor, F sharp minor, E, A, G sharp minor, A, B. Harmonics on the 7th. All right? Now it just does the same thing again with the E chord. We already knew. And then finally, this final rundown where you're running down the whole scale, that'll start with the E major on the 12th fret, D sharp diminished, half diminished, which again is very similar to that minor, C sharp minor, oops, B minor, or B major, and now we have kind of a blackbird ending. And then we're going to use a standard trick and we'll go to an A minor. Now that gives a very unique flavor to it. So the A minor is just, again, if you've noticed this, the majors have on the 6th a note, and then on the 3rd a note just a half step, or one fret raised above that. So to go from a major to a minor, you're going to lower the 3rd, which is on that 3rd string, 6th fret, you're going to lower it to the 5th. So to go from a major, which is this, you're going to go to a minor, which is this. Okay, very cool. And then we're just going to walk down another minor. This is G sharp minor. This is a strange chord, but we can think of it as a G minor. Which is just an E chord. Now I played something a little bit fancier. But that's just playing around with that E chord. Okay, and you should be able to get that from some of the other licks and riffs that I've done earlier. So that's it. Let me play the whole thing, that whole back end slowly, again, so you get it. Real sweet sounds, and check it out. Those are really fun to play around with, and that's on the first, on the 6th string and the first three strings. You can harmonize that major scale using different strings and get different sounds. It's a great little exercise, and it's a lot of fun. So pick up your acoustic or your electric and play it along. All right, I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on down the road.